If you are going through an identity crisis, then maybe this episode is not for you or about you, because today we are going to talk about 7 different identities in Bangladeshi politics. And no, it's not about the political parties nor their ideologies. It's actually about all the people who vote, the real ones. So please don't get mad if I don't talk about you. So let's begin today's episode with me, your host Salman Muqtadir on South Era Network. First of all, let's just relax because politics is not really that serious, but we are going to seriously dive deep into the identities today. Based on our research and studies, we found 7 different identities in Bangladesh politics. The radical Muslims, the Hindu minorities, legacy politics gang, progressive urbanites, vulnerable people, ethnic minorities, and apolitical bigots. Am I allowed to say that though? Let's begin with the first one, the radical Muslims. These people are extremely interesting, not because they have something to do with the religion, but we all think that they do represent our religion, which is exactly the opposite. Now, of course, they do support Sharia law and they want Sharia law in the country. But when I mention the Sharia law, we must take a pause and understand one thing very clearly. I do not have a problem with the Sharia law. Some of you probably don't have a problem with Sharia law either. But these radical Muslims, they will always try to emphasize on the difference, on trying to prove that nobody else apart from them wants the Sharia law. And I wanted to take a moment and I wanted you guys to take a pause because it's very sensitive. When I talk about the Sharia law, even I don't understand much about the Sharia law. Me and you, a lot of us who have been to countries that follow the Sharia law. And of course, it is a form of Islamic governance. We collectively may not know about the Sharia law. But think about it. Can we really trust these radicals who are unempathetic, who are completely intolerant, who cannot even talk peacefully while promoting the peace, who makes you feel frustrated and threatened when you experience their presence? And do you know why exactly I am personally so scared of them? Because they always try this one thing. They want to show the world and confuse them by trying to prove that we are against the Sharia law instead of proving them that we are against those people who are trying to exploit the Sharia law. So we are not going to talk about the Sharia law in this segment because we are going to emphasize on those radical people who are trying to force their vision onto us. But actually, in reality, it's extremely easy to spot a radical Muslim. Simple. They will always enforce their law only towards the women. They don't like what they wear, how they talk, where they appear. They just don't like the existence of them and still want 4 of them. Their entire belief and ecosystem is surrounded with 4 marriages. They will vandalize everything to prove that they are the real Muslims and blame everything in the world on the non-Muslims. Now, if this segment had already triggered you and you actually do want the Sharia law, then don't worry. If you have the empathy, if you know how to peacefully talk and communicate with others, if you know how to be kind and nice, and if you know how to follow the basics of our religion and faith, then don't worry, you are not a radical Muslim. Congratulations. Up next, we're going to talk about the minorities, and not just any other minorities, the largest minority in Bangladesh, the Hindu minorities. Being the largest minority group in Bangladesh, Hindu community or the Hindu minorities in Bangladesh, they get tagged as the vote bank for the previous government regime without any good reason. They even used to get used by India and without any benefits. I'm not sure about now, but that's really sad. And if you look around, you will find one BCS cadre in every family. Just like the largest majority, the largest minority in Bangladesh also have radicals. But they do have the edge of victim card. Now, I'm not saying that they do not face the government or law persecutions, but it's somehow always blown out of proportion. You know by who. They kind of drink it raw. Next is the legacy politics gang. It's almost like they have or follow this bloodline thing going on. They will defend their party no matter what happens, right or wrong, right or left, whatever. They will never ever see anything wrong with the party, not because of how much they love the party, but probably only because maybe their family member belongs to that party. And you know, families can never be wrong. In most cases, they do get indoctrinated by their own family members who are already in that political party, but they never get to question their family exactly why should they follow the ideology or the party. In fact, they never asked for an ideology. They didn't need anything. They just thought, okay, my family follows it, we get the advantages and the privileges, the benefits, that's good enough, good deal. BNP, Jamaat, Army League, any other parties, they all have it. But it's high time these brainless, brain rot, brainwashed people come out of their eggshells and know the reality. The progressive urbanites, think of the rich brats of politics. If not that, you can also call them the Barbies or the Ken of the political spectrum. Now, they're usually never happy and they always are swing voters. So they will sometimes vote you, sometimes they will vote me. If they don't like any of us, they will probably never vote at all. And they are always aware and confident about how much they know, and what they know is the only true, real one fact, and everything else is wrong. Despite all of that, I think there's one good thing about them. I think this is the only one particular segment where they're not being controlled by these weird parties. The vulnerable people. These people just want a normal life. They want practicality. They just want to survive. You know, they just mind their own business, and we do not realize that how much hard they work every single day to just live that one simple life. And these are the people that you and me, we all know them, but still we do not know them. Yes, I'm talking about those people who are like landless farmers, could be a rickshaw puller who's living in the urban area without having any urban facilities. In fact, if you think a little long enough, you will find out that without their presence, even us living in these urban areas, we won't have a simple life and a comfortable life either. We won't see them around, and we will start thinking, how will I even cross 200 meters by walking? In fact, to be very precise, these people are like immigrants in their own countries. And I'll tell you the funniest thing about this segment. You know what? The same people that I just mentioned are the biggest, the largest, and most powerful vote bank of this very nation. That's actually very funny. And it's not funny because I find comedy in here. It's funny because these people are so unfortunate that they laugh at their own fate. Let's talk about the ethnic minorities now. These people just want a simple life of their own. They have been systematically oppressed since the very beginning of the history of Bangladesh. Their voices get shut down with guns and batons, and we know it. Think of a fight. Even if you let them hold a microphone, they will have a microphone on their hand and they're going to be fighting against guns. Then how are they so important? Because let's face the fact, they actually do keep the lefties and liberals relevant in talk shows. Anyways, we should avoid this harsh discussion because these create controversies, right? No, you just don't have the guts to say the truth. Finally, the apolitical dummies. Listen, nobody is apolitical. You're just privileged and do not know about life or anything else, so be ignored and privileged. Before we finish today's episode, I really want all of you to know and remind you once again that your people, my people, are the same people, and they are not marketing tools. We should not be using them. Rather, we should understand that they are human beings just like us, like our family. The bonding that we create should not be mixed with the plan and agendas that we follow. And let's be honest, you and I, we are privileged people. In different ways, of course. Some of us do not even have to face all these complications in these countries. Some of us are privileged with courage to fight with those things. Some of us do not even have to deal with all those complications at all. And let's be very honest, people like you and I, we are privileged. For real, we are blessed with the courage to speak up. Some of us are blessed with the privilege to live outside and away from those complications. We're privileged that we are not being used and we can actually raise our voice. So let's use that privilege and blessings to make others aware and let them know that they should not be used for political agendas, for benefits, for other people's gains that are personal and selfish. So let's create more happiness and bring smile on everybody's faces with me, Salman Muqtadir, and your favorite South Era Network. See you soon.